Note, narrated by Bluey. Inspired by Ni Hao Kailon, Ho-Ho the Demonic Monkey and JoJo's Circus, JoJo the Demonic Clown. Have you ever remembered where Millie, Geo, and Bot got possessed by the dark figure and killed everyone in Umi City? I have. Anyway, let's begin this story. I was taking a nap on the couch again like last time. I then woke up to see a DVD right in front of me. I picked it up and it was an Team Umizoomi DVD. The DVD cover consists Bot in front of Millie and Geo in front of the fountain headquarters with the text above them saying, Team Umizoomi, Bot's Math Adventures. Hey Bluey, what's going on? My mum asked as she, Bingo and Bandit came by. I found this Team Umizoomi DVD. I told them. Wow. Bingo said I've never watched Team Umizoomi before. Let's watch it. I put the DVD in the DVD player while Bingo invited Lightning McQueen, Jackson Storm, Cruz Ramirez, and Tom Otter, and we sat down to watch it. The DVD started with the Nick Jr. Frogs, but something was off. The sky was nighttime and the Nick Frog was scary. It was completely red, it had black eyes with red pupils and it had sharp teeth. The Jr. Frog was scared and he said this, beware him. He's coming. The Nick Jr. logo then faded onto the frogs. The Nickelodeon logo came up but it was all covered in blood. The Paramount Pictures logo, but it was also off. The sky was red and the Paramount text was in a demonic font and the mountain was all bloodied up. After those logos, it showed previews. Like Dora the Explorer, The Backyardigans, Blue's Clues, Blue's Room, and Max and Ruby. After the previews, it took us to the menu. The menu was the same from the opening DVD. It had 5 options. The 5 options were: Play All, Episode Selection, Special Features, Previews, Setup. I pressed Play All to watch all the episodes so we can watch them. But before the episode starts, it showed the Nick Jr. Kids opening, but it was also off. The variant in question was that the banana was all red and the Nickelodeon text was heavily black. The sky was nighttime and there was text in a disturbing, creepy, haunted and scary font written in red text saying, the demonic robot is coming to get you. The sky was red and the music was demonic. But nobody noticed it. During the promo it was normal, until after a while it started to change. The contrast began to get scarier, the audio is getting demonic and nearing the end is just a bunch of demonic laughters. And once the Nick Jr. hippo clays appeared, the hippos are slightly red. Thus they laughed evilly and then a distorted image of Bot unexpectedly appeared, there was silence. Oh good! Bot said evilly, now that you're here, the fun can emerge for once. I'm so excited that I can't wait. The tint on Bot slowly starts to become a dark red-like color as his grin is shown for 5 seconds, he suddenly yelled out, now let the endless enjoymentation begin. Before laughing evilly. Then it showed face from the promo but he was in dog and he was very scared. He looked at the viewer and he said this, oh. Hi there. It's me, face. And I don't know what are you here for, because he made me look like a dog. Look, you still have time to run away from him. But if you don't, this moment you will never be forgetting for life. So, Team Umizoomi is next. On Nick Jr. doing the burr and he said this, please. Listen to me and his speech was interrupted by the sounds demonic robot laughter by Bot. Oh no. That's him. Go. Run kid, run. Go turn me back to normal please. There isn't much time before it happens. Bot then laughed evilly off screen as he was getting closer as dashing was heard as Face is getting scared and he said this, listen to me. You don't have to do this to me. We can talk about this. No. No as the screen would lag out, cutting off the scene where Bot was about to kill Face, it cuts to black. Then the episodes that played were The Milk Out, Super Trip to the Market, Picnic, The Dinosaur Museum Mishap. Race around UMI City. Purple Monkey Mission. Shark Car. UMI Toy Store. Day at the Museum. The Legend of the Blue Mermaid. The Incredible Presto. Super Soap. Ellie the Elephant. The King of Numbers. Job Well Done. Rainy Day Rescue. Shooting Star. Presto's Magic House. Dormouse in Space. The UMI Sports Games. Animal School House. Dr. Bot. Lost and Found Toys. Let's Play Math Dragons. Stolen Lunches. The Boy with the Dragon Skateboard. City of Lost Penguins. UMI Cops. Lost Fairy Tales in the City. UMI Nights. Meatball Madness. Sleeping UMI Car. UMI Grand Prix. Movie Madness. UMI Ninjas. Gizmos Gone Wild. UMI Space Heroes. After the episodes, the 38th episode played. Before it did, there was an warning, which took place in a green background with white text. Warning: this episode was never aired on Nick Jr. because it was made by an former animator before getting fired for that idea. And it contains blood, gore and violence that are not suitable for younger audience. Please watch at your own risk. Oh great! Not again! I muttered. Before the intro played, it showed a girl named Melissa Wright. Well, I'm bored. Melissa Wright said. I don't know what I can do. Melissa Wright said. Oh, wait, I know what I can do. Melissa Wright said. I will summon a demon figure, just to corrupt someone. Melissa Wright yelled. And then, Melissa Wright summoned a demon figure. Ha 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 ha, thanks for summoning me. The demon figure said. You're welcome. I will corrupt Bot from Team Umizoomi, just to destroy UMI City. Melissa Wright said. All right, as you wished for. The demon figure said. Melissa Wright started laughing evilly after she summoned a demon figure. Melissa's father came up to her and shouted, Melissa Wright. Why did you summon a demon figure? Because Dad, I am making Bot evil. Said Melissa. That's it. Your Gru, said Melissa's father before he could finish his sentence. Her daughter rammed him up with a chainsaw. He screamed in agony as he was getting killed. Then, Melissa Wright laughed again, but it was the loudest evilish laugh ever. After that scene, it took us to the intro. The Season 4 intro played, but something was off. The logo at the beginning of the intro was red, the sky was nighttime and the music was demonic, but nobody noticed it. After the intro, the episode began. The episode was called Bot the Demonic Robot. The episode began with Millie. Hi. Millie greeted the viewer. I'm Millie. Geo came into the shot and said, I'm Geo. Bot then came into the shot and said, and I'm Bot. Today, we're looking at the stars in the night sky. Do you want to watch them with us? Bot asked the viewer. The viewer responded yes, and Bot said this, great. Let's watch. Millie, Geo, and Bot then looked at the stars in the night sky. Whoa! Millie said, look at that one. That star was an shooting star. Cool. Geo said. Look at that one. Bot said that one is my favorite star. Bot then looked at the viewer and he said this, what's your favorite star? The viewer then responded his favorite star, and Bot said this, wow. That's a good one. Just then, the UMI alarm goes off. It's the UMI alarm. Bot said. That sounds like someone needs our help. Millie said. Bot then said this, well, let's check on my belly screen. Millie, Geo, and Bot screamed in excitement. Jaxatax 13 appeared in Bot's belly screen. Hey look! It's my boyfriend, Jaxatax 13. Bot said. I said the gay. Mem. Hey Team Umizoomi, I was just waiting for you until I heard someone laughing demonically. Jaxatax13 said. Jaxatax13 then heard an demonic laughter. Where is it coming from? Millie asked. I don't know. Jaxatax13 said, but you had to figure out who is making that demonic laughter. You can count on us, Jaxatax13. Geo said. Thanks. See you soon. Jaxatax13 said before Bot's belly screen turned off. Alright, so Jaxatax13 heard an demonic laughter and we need to figure out who made it. Geo said. And we're gonna need your help. Millie said, would you help us? Who is making that demonic laughter? The viewer then responded yes, and Millie said this, great. Bot then said this, Team Umizoomi. It's time for action. Millie, Geo, and Bot said. Millie, Geo, and Bot then runs through while we are Team Umizoomi. Song played. But different. Okay, so here's the lyrics. Millie, singing, who's gonna find that demonic laughter? Millie, Geo, and Bot, singing, we are Team Umizoomi. Geo, singing, who's gonna find that demonic laughter? Millie, Geo, and Bot, singing, we are Team Umizoomi. Millie, Geo, and Bot, singing, we're on a mission to save the day. Here we come. We're on our way. Geo, singing, we're gonna find that demonic laughter. Millie, Geo, and Bot, singing, yet. Team Umizoomi. The song then ended. Alright team, let's go find someone who is making that demonic laughter. Millie said. Before they continue on their adventure. A big pile of leaves then landed on Millie, Geo, and Bot. Making an den. Oh no. Geo said, these leaves landed on us and we won't be able to get out. How are we gonna get out? Millie asked. Bot then started to think until he had an idea. I know. Bot said, we'll use something that can blow away all those leaves. Cool. Millie said. Bot then said this, I had something in my Bot. Bot. Bot AMAC. Bot said. The Bot AMAC then showed 4 things. The 4 things were a flashlight, a fan, a cup, a teddy bear. Alright, so which one that can blow away the leaves? Bot asked. The fan. Bingo said. Yeah, the fan will blow the leaves away. I said. The fan. Yeah. Bot said the fan will blow these leaves away. Alright, let's do this. Geo said. Bot then turned on the fan and blew these leaves away. We're free. Bot said. Now let's keep going. Geo said. Millie, Geo, and Bot then continue walking to the fountain headquarters. Until they heard an call from Jaxatax13 on Bot's belly screen. Oh. It looks like someone is calling. Bot said. Jaxatax13 then appeared in Bot's belly screen. It's Jaxatax13. Bot said. Hey Bot, I think it's going to do that over and over again. Jaxatax13 said. Don't worry, Jaxatax13. We're on our way. Still. Bot said. Okay, see you soon. Jaxatax13 said before Bot's belly screen turned off. Alright team, let's keep going. Bot said. Millie, Geo, and Bot then continuing walking to the fountain headquarters. Until they came across an bridge with missing boards, but they're in an pattern. Look. A bridge. Bot said we can walk through the bridge to get to the other side. But there's some boards missing. Geo said, how are we going to cross the bridge now? Millie then looked at the boards to see if there's an pattern problem on the bridge. Look. It's an pattern. See those boards? It goes red, yellow, blue. Red, yellow, blue. Millie said, I know. I'll use my pattern power. Millie said as she spins as her clothes changes into an red, yellow, and blue circles. The camera then zoomed in as Millie's voice can be heard. Okay, the pattern goes, red, yellow, blue. Red, yellow, blue. Alright, let's do this. Millie said. Millie then jumped on the boards of the bridge in pattern as she said, red, yellow, blue. Red, yellow, blue. Red, yellow. Then, a color is missing from the pattern on the bridge. What color comes next? Millie asked. Blue. Bingo replied. Yeah. Blue. Just like me. I replied too. Blue. Millie said as she made an blue board between the yellow board and the red board. Alright, let's keep going. Millie said. Millie then continued the pattern on the bridge while saying, red, yellow, blue. Red, yellow, blue. Red, yellow. Then, another color is missing from the pattern on the bridge. What color comes next? Millie asked. Blue. Bingo said. Yeah. It's blue again. I said. Blue. Millie said as she made another blue board between the other yellow board and the other red board. Alright, let's keep going. Millie said. Millie then continued the pattern on the bridge while saying, red, yellow, blue. Red, yellow, blue. Red. Then, another color is missing from the pattern on the bridge. Now what? Millie asked. It's yellow. Bingo said. Yeah, bingo. I said it's yellow. Yellow. Millie said as she made another yellow board between the other red board and the other blue board. We're almost there, keep saying the pattern. Millie said. Millie then continued the pattern on the bridge while saying, blue, red, yellow, blue. Red, yellow, blue. Then, the last color is missing from the pattern on the bridge. And what comes last? Millie asked. Red. It's red. Bingo said. Yeah. Red. Bluey said. Red. Millie said as she made another red board right beside the yellow board. We finished the pattern on the bridge. Millie said. Millie then heard Bot and Geo crossing the pattern bridge off-screen as Millie said, here comes Bot and Geo. Bot and Geo then made it to the other side of the pattern bridge. Alright, let's keep going. Bot said. Then Bot, Geo and Millie then continue walking to the fountain headquarters until there was an gate with an lock in the way. Oh no! A gate is blocking our way. Millie said. If only we had a key to open it. Bot said, but how does an key work? Then, the How Does It Work song began to play. After the song, Bot said this, how does an key work? When you hold the key and then you open the gate and you put the key in the lock and twist it and the gate will open. And that's how an key works. I know. Geo said I can use my shape belt to make an key. Geo electric the background faded into a dark blue and the lighting was in shades of blue. To open the gate, we need a shape that fits. Geo said as a key appears next to Geo. Which shape goes here? Geo asked. There was silence for 3 seconds as the circle of the key glows. A circle. Geo corrected as he used his shape belt to put the circle in the glowing circle that matches the key. Now which shape goes here? Geo asked. There was silence for 3 seconds as the rectangle of the chainsaw glow. A rectangle. Geo corrected again as he used his shape belt to put an rectangle in the same one that is glowing on the key. Only one more shape to go. Geo said. Which last shape we need for the key? Geo asked. Yet again. There was silence for 3 seconds as 2 small squares glow on the bottom right. Some squares. Geo corrected as he multiplied the 2 small squares and put them to the same one that they're glowing. Way to go! You help me make the key for the gate. Geo thanked the viewers. Super shapes. Geo sang as he bring the key to life and then he opened the gate. Alright. We opened the gate. Geo said let's keep going. Millie, Geo, and Bot then continued walking to the fountain headquarters. Until they heard a call from Bot's belly screen. "I think someone is calling," Geo said. And then Jaxatax 13 appeared on Bot's belly screen. "It's Jaxatax 13. Millie said. "Hey Team Umizoomi. That demonic laughter is getting me scared," Jaxatax 13 said. "Don't worry. We're still on our way," Geo said. "Alright, see you soon," Jaxatax 13 said before Bot's belly screen turned off. "Alright team. Let's keep going," Bot said. Millie, Geo, and Bot then continued walking to the fountain headquarters until the big lake is in the way. "Uh-oh. An big lake is in our way," Millie said. "If only we have an boat to get across the other side," Bot said. "I know," Geo said. "I can make an boat of my shape splitter," Geo sang as the music played of Shape Splitter. "Alright, the first shape is to split is a circle," Geo said. "When you see an circle, say circle," Geo said as the camera goes up as shapes flies into the air. "And then we found an circle in the air." "Circle," Geo said as he sliced the circle in half. Geo then put the semicircle upside down for the boat. "Alright, the next shape we need to split is a rectangle," Geo said. "When you see an rectangle, say rectangle," Geo said as the camera goes up again as shapes flies into the air. "And then we found an rectangle in the air." "Rectangle," Geo said as he sliced the rectangle into narrow rectangles. Geo then put the narrow rectangle on the semicircle for the boat. "Alright, the last shape we need to split is a square," Geo said. "When you see an square, say square," Geo said as the camera goes up again as shapes flies into the air. "And then we found an square in the air." "Square," Geo said as he sliced the square into triangles. Geo then put the triangle on the top right of the rectangle, making an boat. "Way to go, you are my friend. Geo, thank to the viewer, you helped me make the boat out of my shapes. Super shapes," Geo sang as he bring the boat to life and then it landed on the water. "Alright team. Hop on," Geo said before Millie, Geo, and Bot hopped onto the boat and they sail across the big lake. "Alright, so we gotta figure out how long is this big lake," Geo said. "I know," Millie said. "I can use my ponytail to measure how long is this big lake." "Millie measure," Millie sang as her ponytails grew longer. Her ponytail lined up straight across the big lake as numbers appeared on her ponytail. Like 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. "What number are we on?" Millie asked. 10. Bingo answered. "Yeah, 10. I replied too. 10. Right. But we need to get across the big lake all the way to 1. Millie said. "Count down with us. Start at 10. Geo said. Me and Bingo count down with them. It goes like this. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Me, Bingo, Millie, Geo and Bot counted as Millie's ponytail grew shorter. "Hooray!" Millie cheered. "We made across the big lake. And look! We made to the fountain headquarters," Geo said. "Come on team. Let's go," Bot said. Millie, Geo, and Bot got out of the boat and walked to the fountain headquarters. Suddenly, the gate then closed by itself. "Hey!" Bot said. "There's an gate in our way. And it closed by itself." Millie said. "Who closed the gate?" Geo asked. Dormouse entered the shot. "Hey Team Umizoomi!" Dormouse greeted. Millie, Geo, and Bot then gasped and then they said, "Dormouse." "Yep. That's me," Dormouse said. "But Dormouse, we have to get to the fountain headquarters and we're gonna find that demonic laughter." Demonic laughter. Dormouse asked. Well, if you have to open the gate, you will need an key. Way up there. Dormouse said as the camera panned to the key on the tall climbing wall of shapes. Sizzling circuits. Bot said. How tall is that climbing wall? I don't know, but you have to get the key to open that gate. Dormouse said. I know. Geo said. I can use my shape magnet. Geo sang as he pulled his shape magnet. The shape then lights up and it's in triangle. What shape is this? Geo asked off screen. It's in triangle. Bingo replied. A triangle. Right. Geo said. Alright, help me find triangles. Geo said. The camera then panned up to the shapes on the climbing wall. The shapes were circle, square, triangle, oval, rectangle. Which shape is in triangle? Geo asked off screen. In the middle. I replied. The one in the middle. Geo said off screen. Geo then put the trigger of the shape magnet and the magnet attached the triangle and Geo then zipped up and landed on the triangle. Alright. Geo said let's keep finding some more triangles. The camera then panned up and revealed the shapes again on the wall. The shapes were star, circle, square, rectangle, heart, triangle. Which shape is in triangle? Geo asked off screen. On the right. Bingo replied. The one on the right. Geo said. Geo then put the trigger of the shape magnet again and the magnet attached another triangle and Geo then zipped up and landed on another triangle. Alright. Geo said let's keep going. The camera then panned up and revealed the shapes again on the wall. The shapes were rectangle, square, star, oval, circle, triangle, heart. Now which shape is in triangle? Geo asked off screen. The sixth one. Bingo replied. That one. Yeah. Geo said. Geo then put the trigger of the shape magnet again and the magnet attached another triangle and Geo then zipped up and landed on another triangle. Alright. Geo said just one more triangle to go and we'll get the key for the gate. The camera then panned up and revealed the shapes again on the wall. The shapes were circle, triangle, square, heart, oval, rectangle, star, diamond. Which shape is in triangle this time? Geo asked off screen. The second one. Bingo replied. Yeah. The second one. I replied too. That one. Yeah. Geo said. Geo then put the trigger of the shape magnet again and the magnet attached last triangle and Geo then zipped up and landed on the last triangle. Geo then climbed on top of the climbing wall and got the key. I got the key. Geo said now I have to do is to skate down. Here it goes. Geo then skated down on the climbing wall and landed safely. Wow! You did it, Geo! Bot cheered. Well done, Geo! Dormouse cheered. Now let's open the gate. Geo said. Geo then unlocked the gate and then it opened. The gate is opened. Geo said let's go find that demonic laughter. Hey! Wait, Team Umizoomi. Dormouse said. Yes, Dormouse. Bot asked. Can I come with you guys? Dormouse asked because I heard that you said there could be an demonic laughter anywhere. Sure. Geo said let's find that demonic laughter. Millie, Geo, Bot, and Dormouse then went into the fountain headquarters and Geo opened the door. Oh! Team Umizoomi! So glad you're here right on time. Jaxatax13 said. We know. Now where's that demonic laughter? Geo asked. I don't know. Omikar spoke in the voice of Mr. Grouper from Bubble Guppies. This was shocking to us that Omikar spoken. Millie, Geo, Dormouse, Bot, and Jaxatax13 gasped as Umikar spoke. Umikar. Millie gasped, you can talk. Of course I can. Umikar said, but I can communicate by making amazing car sounds. Oh yeah. Geo said, that makes sense. Anyway. Let's find someone who is making that demonic laughter. Millie said. Millie, Geo, Dormouse, Bot, Jaxatax13 and Umikar then look for someone who is making that demonic laughter. Who's making that demonic laughter? Bot asked the viewer as the camera panned to reveal the demon figure. The demon figure. Bingo answered. Yeah. The demon figure. I replied. The demon figure. Bot gasped. The demon figure. Millie, Geo, Dormouse, Jaxatax13 and Umikar gasped too. Millie, Geo, Dormouse, Bot, Jaxatax13 and Umikar then turned around and saw the demon figure. Then, Bot screamed in fear but sounded as if his voice actor, Donovan Patton, sounded scared. Who are you? Asked Bot, who was hiding behind Millie. I am the UMI demon. It introduced himself, and this green robot is my next vessel. Bot whimpered, oh no. The UMI demon grabbed Bot and began choking him. Bot screamed and cried in pain as he was being choked. Let me go. Bot sobbed, still being choked. Bot. Are you okay? Asked Millie. As Bot was being choked, his looks changed. Bot now had his body red, he had a pentagram on his head, and he had demon wings and demon horns. The UMI demon then let Bot go and Bot fell onto the ground with no pulse. The UMI demon then went inside Bot's body, possessing him. Jaxatax13 then ran to Bot. Babe, are you okay? Jaxatax13 asked worried. Bot then got up and didn't say anything. Bot. Millie asked in fear. That you? Geo asked in fear. I am now. Bot the demonic robot. Bot introduced. Bot then used his newfound powers for evil. With this power, I'm gonna kill everyone in UMI City and nobody can stop me now. Bot said before laughing evilly. But Bot, this isn't even you. Geo said. I know it isn't, but time to die. Bot declared. Bot then used a katana to slice Millie, Geo, Umikar, Jaxatax13, and Dormouse as they screamed in anguish. Millie. No. Cruz Ramirez screamed. No. Not Geo. Lightning McQueen cried. Just then, Squiddy then came into the shot. Squiddy then gasped at what Bot have done to them. Bot. What have you done to them? Squiddy asked in a worried tone. Bot didn't say anything as he killed Squiddy with a scattergun as Squiddy screamed in pain. Then, Bot began killing everyone else in UMI City. My work here's done. Bot said before laughing evilly. But just then, Skunky, Charlotte, and Vendetta went into the shot. They all gasped of what they saw. Lots of dead bodies around in UMI City. Oh no! Charlotte gasped. Why is there dead bodies everywhere? Vendetta asked in shocked. I don't know. Skunky replied, maybe someone must have killed them all. Then they all heard an demonic laughter. What's that sound? Charlotte asked. I don't know. Skunky replied, maybe it's coming from this way. Skunky, Charlotte and Vendetta then walked where the demonic laughter is coming from. They all then made it to the fountain headquarters, but around the fountains were dead bodies. They all gasped of what they saw. Oh! I think I'm gonna be sick. Vendetta said before vomiting in a vomit bag. I don't think this is pretty. Charlotte said. Wait. I think I see someone. Skunky said, look in the window. Skunky, Charlotte and Vendetta then looked in the window and gasped in shock of what they saw. There were dead bodies everywhere in the fountain headquarters and Bot was still Bot the demonic robot. Oh my god! Charlotte gasped. What have he done to everyone in Umi City? I don't know. Skunky replied. But things have gone any worse. There's only one thing we should do. Vendetta said. And what's that? Skunky asked Vendetta. Track him down for good. Vendetta yelled. Yeah. Charlotte and Skunky agreed. It then cut to Bot, still Bot the demonic robot. Muhahaha. Bot laughed. Victory is still mine. But just then, Vendetta then kicked the door opened while Charlotte and Skunky were behind her. Oh no they don't. Bot said. Charlotte pointed at Bot angrily and berated, You. Did you kill your own friends? Me, Bingo, Jackson Storm, Lightning McQueen, Tom Otter, and Cruz Ramirez were shocked. Charlotte has never got angry before. Yeah, I did. So what? Bot asked. How could you do this? Vendetta asked angrily. That's it. Charlotte angrily said we'll track you down once and for all. Charlotte, Vendetta, and Skunky fought Bot as the music played Demon Core of Simon from Sprunky. Vendetta makes an fiend and her fiend fought Bot. Grr. You pay for that. Bot angrily said. Bot then fought her fiend and suddenly, Skunky grew sharp claws and scratches, claws and bruises Bot the demonic robot repeatedly while he grunts in pain. Ow ow ow. Geez give me a break over here. Watch it, ow ow ouch. After they fought, the Umi demon flew out of Bot's body and he said, Why did you do that? Because we're gonna track you down you stupid demon. Vendetta angrily said and then she made another fiend to destroy the Umi demon but the Umi demon dodged her fiend's attacks. Ha! The Umi demon said. You think you can defeat me? I don't think so. Oh well see about that. Vendetta angrily said. Go fiends! Attack that stupid demon! Her fiends then fought the Umi demon. The Umi demon then dodged her fiends. Ha! Too slow. The Umi demon said. Come at me. Her fiends then continuing fought the Umi demon while the Umi demon dodged her fiends again. It went about 3 minutes and then Skunky grew sharp claws again and stabbed the Umi demon in the chest. The Umi demon screamed in pain and falls to the floor and then died. Just then, Melissa came into the shot and she gasped. What? Melissa gasped. No. This can't be happening. Charlotte looked at Melissa and angrily said, You. Did you summon a demon to possess Bot? Why yes. Melissa answered. You can't just do that. Vendetta angrily said. Oh yes I can. Melissa said now time to die. Skunky, Charlotte, and Vendetta then fought Melissa. It went about 4 minutes until Skunky grew sharp claws and scratches, claws and bruises Melissa repeatedly while she grunts in pain. Ow! 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 Okay. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. I won't do that ever again. I'll be nicer to you from now on. Just stop doing this to me. Ow! 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 Ouch! Melissa then fell onto the ground and then died. Bot then reverted back to normal and then he woke up. Ugh! What happened? Bot groaned. Charlotte, Skunky, and Vendetta then walked into shot. That demon choked you really hard and he turned you evil and it went inside your body and you killed everyone in Umi City. Charlotte said. Bot looked at Umi City. Bot said, No. What have I done? Just then, Charlotte's grandma, Charlene came into the shot. Charlene then noticed what's going on. Oh my! What's going on? Charlene asked. Me, Vendetta and Skunky just saw dead bodies everywhere and we just heard an demonic laughter and followed it where it's coming from and we found the fountain headquarters but there were dead bodies everywhere and we looked in the window and saw Bot. He was Bot the demonic robot and he killed everyone Umi City. So me, Vendetta and Skunky defeated Bot the demonic robot and the demon flew out of his body called the UMI demon, so we started to fight it and Skunky stabbed the UMI demon and the UMI demon died and Melissa came in and we fought her and Skunky then scratched, claws and bruises Melissa as she screamed in pain and then died and Bot reverted back to normal and that's how we track them down for good. Charlotte told her grandma. Wow! I'm so proud of you three. Charlene cheered. Bot then looked at Millie and Gio's dead body. No. Millie. Gio. I'm so sorry. Bot yelled in horror. Charlotte then turned around and sees Bot crying on Millie and Gio's dead body. What's wrong, Bot? Charlotte asked Bot. I accidentally killed Millie and Gio. Bot yelled. Ah. It's okay, Bot. Charlotte comfort you just have to remember them. Welp, this place is too dusty, bloody and old. Charlene, Charlotte's grandma, said you three should lit this place up. Wait. But what about my boyfriend, Jaxatax 13? Bot asked worried. Charlotte looked at Bot's boyfriend's dead body, meaning that Bot killed him. Charlotte then sighed as she looked at Bot. I'm sorry, Bot. Charlotte said sadly. But it looks like all of your friends are dead. Skunky and Charlotte took out a tank of gasoline and poured it everywhere around the fountain headquarters. Then, Vendetta got some matches and light them up as Bot clutched his head with his hands. You're not gonna burn it down, are you? Please. Don't do this. I'll do anything. Bot pleaded. Sorry, you stupid green robot. This is why me, Charlotte, or Skunky don't make promises. Vendetta said before setting the fountain headquarters ablaze. No. Bot gasped the fountain headquarters. Bot curled into a ball and began softly sobbing. Skunky, Charlotte and Vendetta then left the fountain headquarters. Just then, Buttons and Buttons 2 came into the shot. Hey look! Someone's here to see you. Charlene said. Ooh! Hey Buttons and Buttons 2. Charlotte greeted. They think that you, Vendetta and Skunky saved Bot from the UMI demon and Melissa. Charlene said. Why thank you, Buttons and Buttons 2. Charlotte thanked. Charlotte then bowed her head a little bit and she was turning sad and looked at the burning fountain headquarters and tears streamed down her face. Charlotte? Is something wrong? Charlene asked. But what if Bot is gonna be okay? Charlotte sobbed. Oh, he'll be alright. Charlene said, but if you are sad, I got something to cheer you up. What's that? Charlotte asked. Here's cookies that I made. Charlene said as her grandma held up a tray of cookies. Ooh! Thanks grandma. Charlotte thanked as she grabbed an cookie from the tray and eats it, causing Charlotte to be happy. You know, cookies always cheers me up. Charlotte said. Hey, I saw you helping those two, so I only wanted to give you thanks for helping them. Wherever they are now, they're at least in a better place. Charlotte said, before Charlotte, Vendetta and Skunky singing the Crazy Shake song from Season 4. Skunky, I feel an celebration coming on. Charlotte, Vendetta, and Skunky, singing 2, 4, 6, 8, let's do the Crazy Shake. Charlotte, woohoo! Charlotte, singing let's celebrate. Vendetta, singing a job well done. Skunky, singing let's crazy shake. Charlotte, Vendetta, and Skunky, singing and have some fun. Everyone crazy shake. Instead of them crazy shaking, it showed making fiends characters. First it showed Charlene doing the crazy shake. The second scene showed Buttons doing the crazy shake too. The third scene showed Buttons 2 doing the crazy shake too. The fourth and final scene showed Vendetta's fiends doing the crazy shake too. Skunky, singing mighty. Vendetta, singing mighty. Charlotte, singing mighty. Charlotte, Vendetta, and Skunky, singing math powers. The song then ended and they said, "CYA, we'll see you again soon, I hope," before walking off screen. It then went to the credits, but something is off. The credits were normal and the music was replaced with ambient music of a very old piano tune that legitimately sounded like a Mad World Without You from that one FNF mod named Mario's Madness played in the background, only that it was in a slight low pitch. After the credits, Bot's voice said the following text to appear on the screen. Then, some lyrics came up. "Is this what I wanted? Am I satisfied? And now I'm standing tall. Yet all I want to do is hide inside this empty shell, this husk, this world, this empty hell. I wander through. My song reigns true. The world is mad. And I am too. Without you." Once that comes to an end, the screen goes black, along with the text turning white, resulting in the background fading back to the burning fountain headquarters as the text slowly fades away and we could hear fire truck sirens. Inside of the fountain headquarters. It's Bot, and he was very guilty about what he did. Bot then noticed a hammer and grabbed it. It faded to Bot's shadow. "See careful, Bot. You know what happens when you smash yourself," Jackson Storm shakily warned. Bot didn't listen to Jackson Storm as he smashed and killed himself, ending his life, and oil splatter everywhere before he collapsed. That caused Jackson Storm to cry as Lightning McQueen tries to console him. He didn't want anyone to die, not even Bot. Bot was Jackson Storm's favorite character. After Bot smashed himself, the camera panned out of the fountain headquarters and revealing Charlotte, Vendetta, Skunky, Grudge, Buttons 2 and Charlene looking at the fountain headquarters, and then Charlotte put her hands on her chest sadly as the camera panned into Charlotte's face and then she closed her eyes and then tears streamed down her face. We could hear Charlene's footstep getting closer to Charlotte and Charlene then put her hand on Charlotte's shoulder as she then looks at her grandma sadly as her grandma was smiling, and then it showed Charlotte's POV of her grandma was smiling, and then it showed her grandma's POV of Charlotte was smiling, and then it showed Charlotte and her grandma hugging each other, thanks to her for saving Bot, and then Charlotte hugged Vendetta and Vendetta looked Brew and Skunky looks at them and he smiles as Charlotte and Vendetta were hugging each other, and then the screen faded to black. The episode finally came to a close by rolling the Nick Jr. Is Just For Me closing promo, but Face, who's usually there, was absent, leaving an empty space as it zoomed out of the living room. The TV then exploded. The scenery outside was nighttime during a thunderstorm. Instead of kids, it showed Vendetta's fiends. Vendetta's fiends cheered of joy about the episode. And it showed the first scene was Vendetta's fiends waving goodbye. The second scene showed the fiends got out of the house. The third scene showed Vendetta, Charlotte, and Skunky hugging each other while Charlene, Buttons 2, Marvin, Malachi, Marion, Mort, Maggie and Grudge were looking at them happily. The fourth scene showed two fiends waving goodbye. The fifth scene showed everyone in Making Fiends were looking at what's going on. The sixth scene showed three fiends waving goodbye. The seventh scene showed Bot, Millie, Geo, Domikar, Dormouse, Squiddy and Jaxatax 13, dead. The eighth scene showed one big orange fiend and one little blue fiend, and they ate the monkeys plus highs on the wagon. The final scene showed one big orange fiend and one little blue fiend hopped into the wagon with the Nick Jr. logo on them, and the other fiends happily peeked through the wagon, and the big orange fiend waved goodbye at the camera while saying, "Bye-bye." While the little blue fiend winked at the camera before the scene faded to black. It went to the logos, but they were messed up too. The Curious Pictures logo came up but the background was red and the Curious Pictures was black, and the dot of the question mark was terribly injured and said, "Don't you believe it?" The Nick Jr. Frogs 2009 logo came up but it was the same from the opening DVD, but this time, the orange frog said this, "That's the end of the episode." The Jr. Frog said this, "And do not forget. You have to run for your life." The Nickelodeon logo came up but it was the same from the opening DVD. The Nickelodeon Haypile logo came up, but it was completely red, and it turns into monstrous logo and face appeared. The font was now creepy, after the transformation. It roared and then it ate the camera and an belch could be heard. The Paramount logo came up, but it was different. It showed Vendetta's fiends on Paramount Mountain and the Paramount was in a black font. The screen then faded to black. And then unexpectedly, there was something shown after the logo. There was a black screen with a red rectangle outline that showed Millie, Geo, Bot, Omikar, Dormouse, Squiddy, Jaxatax 13, Skunky, Charlotte and Vendetta. However, all of them had black squares that censored their faces except for Skunky, Charlotte and Vendetta, and Bot, as he had his eyes rectangular in black, and had a frown on his face. In the background I could hear the "put game over" music right here. As red text slowly faded on screen reading out "L.A. Finn." The image slowly faded out and faded to a message that said "Happy Halloween" from Curious Pictures, Nick Jr. and Nickelodeon, with the Curious Pictures, Nick Jr. and Nickelodeon logo in the middle, and after about 6 seconds, it then faded to black, ending the episode. I felt extremely bad for Jackson Storm. He was traumatized for life. My little sister, Bingo, took the DVD out, and she smashed it and threw in the trash. I don't think Jackson Storm or me, myself, and I could never, and I mean never, watch Team Umizoomi the same way ever again. The end.